I'm needing a bit more fast storage. The only thing is, this motherboard only has one M.2 slot, tucked away right under the video card. I have a WD Black SN750, 1TB in it at the moment, and with the price of the 2TB drives dropping so low, the most practical thing would be to just replace the 1TB with a 2. But that would require backing up everything, reinstalling the OS, and then restoring all the data. That is not a trivial amount of work. There is another option. Will not be as fast of storage as the onboard M.2 slot, but I think it will be fast enough and won't entail a whole lot of extra work. The 2TB Western Digital Black SN770 was just too good of a price to pass up. On sale at Amazon for $85. That's less than I paid for the 1TB I have in the computer right now. I've been extremely pleased with the SN750, so that does have the effect of me wanting to stick with the WD Black drives. And paying a few dollars more for a brand I know and trust, I think it's worth it. This is the other part of the solution. A StarTech PCIe to M.2 adapter. Runs around the $20 range, so adds a bit of cost. But it's good to have one of these on hand anyway, in case you want to move some data from an M.2 drive. This is a 4-lane PCIe version 3.0 card, which will be fine for what I'm going to be using it for. Comes with a low-profile bracket if needed, and one, in its own little plastic bag, M.2 retaining screw. Nice looking little board, made in Taiwan. The standoff is already in the proper position for the SN770. Very nice snug fit for the SSD. I like that. I'll put the screw in to hold it in place and it's ready to go. Here's where the age and low cost of this motherboard really show. There are 2 full-length PCIe slots and 3 PCIe 1X slots. But the only PCIe 3.0 slot is the one the video card is plugged into. All the others are PCIe 2.0. I did think about moving the video card to the other slot. The only thing is, it's only a 4-lane PCIe 2.0 slot. And while I don't play games on this thing, I do think that would hurt the video card's performance quite a bit. So I'm going to put the SSD in the 4X PCIe 2.0 slot. That will give me a maximum transfer rate of around 2 GB a second. I'll have to see how close it gets to that. I'm pretty sure this slot goes through the chipset, so it might take a bit more of a hit. The other thing with this slot is that it shares the 4 PCIe 2.0 lanes with these 2 1X slots here. So I can't have anything plugged into them. I think if either is used, it would drop the full-length slot down to 2 lanes. Not even sure if the SSD would even work then. If it did still work, would really hurt the transfer rate. I'll put it back together and hook all the cables up and give it a test run. Don't know for sure if it will even work. So it shows up in the partitioner program. That's a really good sign. A sign I just got 2 more terabytes of disk space. I'll format it for just data storage, not going to put any boot info on it. I do want to test the speed of it, see what I'm dealing with. I'll run the disk benchmark program that is part of the GNOME disk utility software. After running it a few times, seems to return about the same value every time. Read and write are both a little over 1.6 gigabytes a second. Not quite as high as I would have liked, but it's not bad. Now I can't run this on the built-in M.2 drive, it's running the OS right now, but I've checked the read speed in the past. don't remember if I did the right, but the read speed for the SN750 on the built-in M.2 slot was a little under 4 GB a second, right at the limit for the 4 lanes of PCIe 3.0. I was extremely pleased with that. So I would expect this not reaching 2 GB a second has to do with it going through the chipset interface. Not positive about that, but I think it's likely. But for what I'm going to be using it for, it will be a big improvement. Right now I'm storing my raw video on the 6TB hard drive, and it's not a fast hard drive. Well, let me run the benchmark on it. I don't think I've ever done it. I'll reduce the number of samples because this will take a bit. Well, it started out at about 1/10 the speed of the SSD. Let me skip to the end. The magic of video. Yeah, it's slow. Wow, is it really slow. I didn't think the transfer rate was that bad. I guess some parts of the drive I'm at less than 100 megabytes a second. It is a 5400 RPM hard drive, so guess I really shouldn't expect much more than that. So yeah, moving to 1.6 gigabytes a second is going to be a big improvement, as well as giving me close to 2 terabytes more space. Can never have enough free disk space. I will admit, I was looking at some B550 motherboards that had 2 M.2 slots on them. Would be a lot faster storage interface. The price is not too bad, but still around $150, and it's kind of at a dead end. As it is, I spent a little over $100 and got fast enough storage. And this SSD can carry over to a new platform. I'm kind of hoping this will hold me over till I can move to a DDR5, AM5 platform. As long as this B350 motherboard doesn't conk out on me, that's the plan. Thank you for watching.